own products in our own state-of-the-art facility. And this can be found po in Salt Lake City, Utah. And the building you see on the screen in front of you, this is actually our manufacturing plant in Salt Lake City, Utah, USA. And matatagpuan po dito sa building na to is our research and development. And in this building, we have our research and development where they were able to come up with intelligence technology. Now, what is this intelligence technology? Ito po ay isang nutritional technology na hindi matatagpuan lang for one product or a product line, but is actually a platform para gumawa ng products to support optimal cellular health through a natural process tinatawag nating cell signaling. Our cells kasi normally communicate with one another on a regular basis. And this is to keep us healthy. This is to maintain good health and homeostasis. And with the presence of intelligence technology, this is a technology that actually utilizes molecular targeting of nutrients para ma-improve yung cellular function. And thereby, this will also improve the cells to communicate more effectively with one another. And that is our intelligence technology, patented exclusively for USANA for the next 20 years. And this intelligence technology has not only helped us ordinary individuals, but it has also helped our elite athletes. Not just elite athletes, but Olympians as well. And we have there, our prime example is our weightlifting champion, Miss Heidelin Diaz. And of course, our elite athletes use our products to be in their constant A game. That is how USANA has helped not only us, ordinary people, but also our elite athletes as well. And here in USANA, we are grounded kasi on the four core values of excellence, integrity, health, and community. It is in everything that we do. And our sense of community is best exemplified by our USANA Foundation. This foundation kasi has completed over 100 projects worldwide in its initiative to end malnutrition for good. So our foundation focuses on nourishment, providing emergency food aid and essential nutritions, and equipping resources for long-term successes and solving problems through locally driven, sustainable solutions. And that is our USANA Foundation. And of course, here in USANA, we aim to have the healthiest family on earth. No, not only you, not only your partner, but our children as well. So we aim to have the healthiest family on earth. And here in USANA, we were able to come up with our 4 actions to health. And the first action to our health is, on the leftmost side is the most fundamental of all, is eating right. So when we say kasi eating right, we mean that you have to take in a balanced diet. Kasi our food intake basically will dictate the health of our cells as well. Because the source kasi ng health ng cells natin, the primary source of our health is our diet. And this is very important for us to remember. Kasi pag hindi tayo kumakain ng tama, if we are eating too much food that's very high in sugar, food that's very high in fats and cholesterols, this will actually be very detrimental to our health. Yung kailangan po natin is a balanced diet. Kasi pag masyado kang kumakain ng food rich in sugar, this will cause a spike or pagtataas ng ating blood glucose levels. And pag nangyari yan for prolonged periods of time, ang mangyayari kasi dyan is it will cause a disease na tinatawag nating diabetes. And this is something that we want to avoid when we talk about maintaining our health. The same goes when we are eating too much food that's very high in fats and cholesterols. Now, little by little, yung fats and cholesterols na kinakain mo, they will be oxidized and they will start to accumulate sa ating blood vessels and eventually sa walls ng ating heart. And this leads to a condition na tinatawag nating atherosclerosis. And eventually, this will lead to cardiovascular diseases. And this is something that we need to avoid. I'm not saying na hindi na tayo dapat kumain ng food that has sugar or fats and cholesterols because kailangan din natin sila. What I'm trying to say naman is very simple. We have to take in a balanced diet. So if you're very fond of fast food, bawas-bawasan mo na yan because that actually does nothing to our health. So that's why it's very important for us to maintain our first action to health, which is eating right. Our second action to health is keeping an active lifestyle. Now, in keeping an active lifestyle, this does not necessarily mean na kailangan mong magpunta sa gym and magbuhat ng weights. Keeping an active lifestyle means you have to do exercise on a regular basis. Now, if bago ka lang sa pag-e-exercise, you have to make sure that the exercise you have or you are the exercise regimen that you are utilizing is optimal for your body. Kasi if bago ka pa lang, you do not immediately go for a marathon, tama? So you have to make sure that you are still utilizing exercise regimens that are for beginners, and eventually you go up the scale. Now, as you exercise more, you also increase the intensity of your exercises. So that is how you can keep an active lifestyle. Aside from that, tanggalin na rin natin yung lifestyle natin na sedentary. So palagi tayong nakaupo sa bahay, palagi tayong nakahiga. So we do away with this type of lifestyle and we make sure that we are constantly active. So ito po ay how we can keep an active lifestyle. And third is, for our third action to health is on minimizing stress. Now, in minimizing stress, what we have to understand kasi is that stress will always be present in our lives. Hindi mo yan matatanggal. Be it at home, be it at school, be it in the offices, be it on the streets. The stress will always be present. And a little stress or some stress can be good for us. No, this will motivate us para matapos natin yung mga task natin and eventually to accomplish our goals. But a lot of this stress is bad. Bakit? That overwhelming feeling kasi most of the time will eventually manifest physiologically. And magkakaroon ka na ng feeling na parang magkakasakit ka na. And this is actually because of stress. You might be feeling it physiologically. It's actually your body producing a stress hormone na tinatawag nating cortisol. And mind you, cortisol has a variety of effects sa katawan natin. Most importantly kasi, when we are talking about cortisol, this will help lower your immune system. And that is why pag masyadong stressed out ka na, you get the feeling na parang magkakasakit ka na, di ba? That is actually the cortisol working. It's lowering your immune system. And pag nangyari yan, you become more susceptible to invaders like microorganisms, viruses, bacteria, fungi, oxidative stress, free radicals. You become more susceptible. You get sick easier if you are too stressed out. And aside from that one, this cortisol is also capable of increasing your blood pressure. So this affects you also physiologically. Pag masyado akong nai-stress, what happens is minsan maninikip na talaga yung likod ng leeg ko. And that is actually a hallmark that your blood pressure is quite high. And that's why we have to make sure that we are not too stressed out. Thirdly naman, yung pinaka-least favorite ko na effect ng cortisol is this one slows down your learning process. process na if hindi ka stressed out, you would easily learn new things, you easily remember stuff. But if you are too stressed out, yung learning process mo matatagalan ka, magiging processing ka. Instead of being high-powered na yung brain mo, nasa Core i7 8th generation na yung brain mo na processor, babalik ka sa Celeron. So, hihina yung processes ng brain mo. And it makes you forgetful. This is what I hate about this particular substance in the body. So, this cortisol affects us in a variety of ways. And how do we make sure that we manage our stress levels? First, you could actually do concentrated meditation. Now, type in the chat box if you are doing concentrated meditation. You take 15 to 30 minutes of your time in a day to do deep breathing exercises. Type 2 if you do concentrated meditation on a regular basis. Because stress is inevitable. Nangyayari yan araw-araw. So we have lucky you do concentrated meditation. That's actually very good. This is one way of helping us minimize our stress. And aside from doing concentrated meditation, you could also do exercise. Now, with exercise, you hit two birds with one stone. Pwede ka nang mag-active lifestyle and you also minimize your stress levels at the same time. Now, personally for me, I exercise on a regular basis, and that regular basis is from Monday is on the weekdays from Mondays through Fridays. I always make sure that I jog at least 30 to 50 minutes every day between within the day. Bago matapos yung araw, dapat nakakapag-jog na ako ng 30 to 50 minutes in order to keep an active lifestyle. And lastly, if the first two suggestions, concentrated meditation or exercise, is not effective for you, you could always consult a mental health care professional naman. With the presence of a mental health care professional or talking to a counselor or a social worker in a therapy setting, they can help you confront your stressors and effectively give you methods for managing these stressors. So that's why it's very important for us to remember that there is always help available. And lastly, we have the fourth one, which is supplementation. Now, for those who are skeptical, no, it will always beg the question, why do I need supplementation? When I am eating right, when I am minimizing my stress levels, and I am exercising at the same time. Bakit ba kailangan nating mag-supplementation? So, we give supplements to the body because no matter how much healthy food na kinakain natin, it may not be enough. Because in the process of preparing food, no, when you get your food, you clean the food, and then you cook the food. During this process, there's a possibility na nasisira natin yung vitamins and minerals and the various nutrients na matatagpuan sa pagkain natin. And this is something that we have to consider. Because, like for example, yung vitamin C natin. Vitamin C is very rampant in a lot of our food, particularly in our vegetables and our fruits. And when you cook your food, your fruits and vegetables, no, it undergoes extreme heat. And mind you, yung vitamin C natin is actually sensitive when it comes to exposure to heat. So nasisira siya during food preparation. And when you eat this food, you're no longer getting the vitamin C that your body actually needs. So with supplementation, we are able to give or to bridge that gap that our body needs in order for it to remain healthy. And that is what our nutritionals are for. And the term nutritionals kasi is something na hindi bago. This term has been available since the 1960s, wherein scientists, no, during this time, their main field of focus was to prevent nutrient deficiency diseases. Yun lang yung goal nila at that time. They wanted to prevent scurvy, pellagra, and rickets. So during this time, they were able to discover 50 essential vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, cofactors, essential amino acids, and fatty acids. Na-identify nila lahat yan during that particular era. And they were able to determine how much yung kailangan ng katawan ng human body for us to remain healthy. And fast forward today, we know them now as our recommended daily allowance. And during the past decades, there has been a shift with regards to this particular trend. They are now, scientists today are actually looking into supplementation as part or as a component ng healthy diet. And that is very important for us to remember. And of course, that is what our product provides, our Cell Essentials. Our Cell Essentials, our flagship product, can deliver a broad spectrum of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and additional nutrients for comprehensive support. And our Cell Essentials has two bottles. Now we have our Vita Antioxidant and we have our Core Cell Essentials. Now you might be curious, bakit ba natin ginawang two formulations? Why not make it into a single tablet? Now, creating a single tablet for this particular product would be detrimental to the person's anatomy. Kasi pag kinumbine mo yung ingredients from Vita Antioxidants and Core Cell Essentials, you will come up with a tablet na masyadong malaki and it will be anatomically impossible for a human being to swallow. So dapat, kaya we had it separated. So we have the Core Cell Essentials and the Vita Antioxidants. And aside from our flagship product, we have for our overall cellular health and for our general health as well, we also have products that are for other organ systems as well. And we call them our optimizers. Now, these optimizers are for what we call targeted nutrition. Targeted nutrition for cardiovascular health, for overall cellular function, digestive health, bone and joints, endocrine, and of course for your kids' health as well. Now, the first of these optimizers we have is our optimizers for our cardiovascular health. And in here we have our proflavanol C and coquinone 30. Now, what we have to understand kasi, why is there a need for us to support our cardiovascular health? It's because it has within this organ system our most hardworking organ in the body, and that is our heart. Now, our heart will continue on beating kahit natutulog tayo or kahit gising tayo or even when we are half asleep. Walang pake yung heart natin. If you are awake or if you are asleep, it will keep on beating. Kasi it doesn't stop, because if the heart stops, nako, problema yan. We are actually dead when the heart stops beating. So that's why we have to make sure that we help support the health of our cardiovascular health. And we have our proflavanol C for that one. Our proflavanol C contains the grapeseed extract and vitamin C. Now, the importance of this grapeseed extract is actually because of what we call the French paradox. Yung mga French people are very fond of food that's very high in fats and cholesterol. And they're actually very fond of butter, cheese, and red meat. So matataas yung fats and cholesterol niyan. And they take it into their diet on a regular basis. However, scientists have discovered that kahit mataas yung diet nila with fats and cholesterols, they are still able to maintain good cardiovascular health. Paano ba yan? Kakasabi ko lang kanina that you have to make sure that you control your amount of food that's very high in fats and cholesterols. It's actually because the French are actually fond of taking in with the high fat diet red wine. And red wine contains a lot of these grapeseed extract. This grapeseed extract actually has proanthocyanidins, which are antioxidants that prevent the cholesterol from oxidizing. And pag hindi nag-oxidize yung cholesterol, they actually don't start, actually don't accumulate sa walls ng blood vessels and sa walls ng heart. And that's why it's important to remember that this particular ingredient is also found in our proflavanol C100. And aside from that one, meron din itong vitamin C. Now, the vitamin C there is to help with collagen production. Now, it's very important for us to remember that collagen is a protein that is rampant all throughout the body. Most importantly, matatagpuan din yan sa lining ng blood vessels natin. And if we are able to supply our blood vessels with the raw materials para mag-synthesize ng collagen, you are actually strengthening the walls of your blood vessels with the vitamin C present in our proflavanol C100. So this is how proflavanol C supports and maintains healthy circulation and blood flow by also protecting endothelial cells of our blood vessels from excessive oxidative stress, because the grapeseed extract and vitamin C are also very powerful antioxidants. So this is how we are able to support our cardiovascular health with proflavanol C100. And of course, we also have our coquinone 30. This contains coenzyme Q10 and alpha lipoic acid. So this particular product naman, coenzyme Q10 is actually a raw material na ginagamit ng cells natin. Particularly, the part of the cell na tinatawag nating mitochondrion. Now, this particular organelle ng cell natin uses coenzyme Q10 para mag-produce ng energy. And for that particular organelle to produce energy, kailangan niya ng coenzyme Q10. And what we have to remember is coenzyme Q10 is highest in concentration sa katawan natin. It's actually produced by the body and is highest at its concentration when you are age 20. After 20, however, bumababa na yung concentration ng coenzyme Q10 natin na production. So that's why we need to support the energy of our cells with our coquinone 30. We are providing our body with the necessary materials in order for it to produce energy for our body to maintain its function. So we take coquinone 30 in order to power our cells, to power our lives. And of course, we also have our optimizers for our cellular function. And that is, we have Biomega, Proglucamune, and Poly-C. Our Biomega contains actually fish oil concentrate plus vitamin D3. Now, this is very important to remember kasi yung fish oil concentrate natin contains a rich source of omega-3 fatty acids. And, of course, this also contains our vitamin D3, which can help support the health of our brain, heart, eyes, and of course, will ultimately support the source of our health, which is our cells. And we also have our proglucamune. This contains baker's yeast extract, reishi, and shiitake mushroom powders, and together they form what we call the intelligence beta-glucan complex. Now, this particular intelligence beta-glucan complex can help prime the immune system for a robust response if under attack. So, and also we also have our Poly-C, which contains our vitamin C, a unique blend of our vitamin C, contains our citrus bioflavonoids, contains rutin, quercetin dihydrate, and mind you, our vitamin C is a unique blend. It is a unique combination of calcium, potassium, magnesium, and zinc mineral ascorbates. And when taken into the body, this is actually higher in concentration compared to the other vitamin C present in the market. So that's why our vitamin C is, or our policy rather, is very different from the rest of the vitamin C present in the market today. And of course, we also have our optimizers for our digestive health. No, most especially during the holiday seasons, we may not be able to gather with our families, but definitely no, may maghahanda talaga ng Noche Buena and Medianoche. No, I've already made several lists of things that I plan to eat and I plan to drink over the holidays. And of course, in order to support our digestive health, no, we have to understand na lahat ng kinakain natin, lahat ng iniinom natin, be it water, be it soda, or be it alcohol, will pass through a very important organ in our body, and that is our liver. Now, what we have to understand kasi is our liver will filter all of this. All of the food we eat, all of the drinks that we take into our body is actually being filtered by the liver. It's one of the organs ng digestive tract, and it is responsible also for producing a lot of enzymes, which is responsible for the metabolism of toxic products. Tinatawag natin itong detoxification process. And this has a multitude of functions that is vital to keep us alive. Now, to help support the health of our liver, to support the normal health and function of our liver, we have to provide it with antioxidants, and that is our Hepasil DTX. This contains our milk thistle extract, and this will provide antioxidant activity to help protect our cells from damaging oxidative stress. And aside from that one, we also have our USANA probiotic. Now, our USANA probiotic is contains our Lactobacillus rhamnosus and and Bifidobacterium animalis BB12. So these are two very important strains in order for us to remain healthy. And mind you, lahat ng kinakain natin, no, when we eat it, it goes through the digestive tract, and eventually it reaches our small intestines. Our small intestines is actually home to trillions and trillions of microorganisms na tinatawag nating microbiota or tinatawag nating good bacteria. And they have a variety of uses for us. No, they help digest food, they produce nutrients, and most importantly, they help remove toxins from the food that we eat through the normal passage ng stool. And pag and we have to make sure that this particular part or this particular microorganisms are well taken care of kasi of their functions. And maintaining them is very important kasi they're very sensitive to occasional stress, poor diet and hydration, and the lack of rest and travel as well when you expose your body to newer microorganisms. Once you create an imbalance kasi sa GI tract mo, the microbiota in your GI tract will will easily die. So that's why we have to maintain their number with USANA probiotic. So by increasing kasi the supply of friendly bacteria or good bacteria in our GI tract, we are able to create an ideal environment to keep things running smoothly. And mind you, this is in a very convenient stick pack. No, madali lang siyang i-take. And with the presence of probiotics, we are able to promote good digestion and nutrient absorption. It will also help support in maintaining digestive comfort and regularity. And at the same time, it can also support a healthy immunity. So that's why it's very important for us to take care of our digestive health. Most importantly, during the holidays, no, marami tayong kinakain. Minsan yung fitness goals natin nawawala na. at the end of the year. So aside from that one naman, meron din tayong optimizers for our bones and joints. And they all belong under one organ system, and that is the skeletal system. It is the greatest supporter and the source of our inner strength. Kasi it literally bears the weight of your world. And it's interconnected by more than 200 bones with tendons, ligaments, and cartilage together that joins them together. And what we have to understand kasi, with our bones, this is uh, majority of which is made up of calcium. Now, normally, our body produces what we call the osteoprogenitor cells. And when these osteoprogenitor cells travel in our bloodstream, they look for calcium. And once they bind with calcium, they go now to your bones and they start to harden. That is how you make bones. And what you have to understand in taking care of our bones and our joints is that we have to make sure that the osteoprogenitor cells is binding with calcium. Ano ba ang number one na pinaka-detrimental to that particular bonding? And that will destroy your bones in the long run. And that is actually the intake of soda. Now, mind you, yung pagtitake natin ng soda might be occasional. Might not be even once a week or once a month, but this is something that you have to take note of. Now, right? Type in the chat box how much soda you take in on a weekly basis. Type in, no, magkano, ilang baso or ilang litro ba yung soda na iniinom nyo when on a weekly basis, no? On the chat box, type in kung how much. And of course, marami, no, hopefully, no, I'm actually getting good answers, none. What we have to understand kasi is our soda contains a substance na tinatawag nating phosphates. And these phosphates actually bind with calcium. And they form calcium phosphate. Now, what is the impact or the significance ng pagbabind ng calcium to phosphate? It actually isolates your osteoprogenitor cells. And pag wala nang mabind the calcium with your osteoprogenitor cells, that osteoprogenitor cell cannot harden. Hindi siya titigas. It will not become into a hardened bone. And ang mangyayari dyan is you start to have the lack of calcium in the bones. Eventually, no, in the long run, hindi mo mafe-feel yan na when you drink soda, iihi mo lang yung calcium phosphates mo, and you won't feel na nasisira yung bones mo. You will feel it later in your lifetime kasi it's a little by little degradation ng calcium supply ng bones mo. And this is something that you have to know if you're talking about taking care of your bone health. And of course, we have to make sure that we're able to support the health of our bones and joints with our supplements. And that is through Magnical D. Our Magnical D contains calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D3 for better calcium absorption. And with enough amount of this supplement, we're able to help support and maintain the health of our bones. And of course, we also have to talk about the health of our joints. Now, the joints are very important for us because they are actually the ones binding the bones together. But they also serve as a cushion between the two bones as well. Yung importance kasi niyan is they prevent the bones from coming into contact with one another. And pag nagyari kasi yan, it will become a very painful experience. So you have to make sure that you're able to take care of that particular of that particular tissue na tinatawag nating joints. And that is mainly the job of the joints. And yung cartilage natin, yung tendons, these are very important. And to support the health of the joints, we have our Procosa, which contains glucosamine hydrochloride. Now, glucosamine hydrochloride is a raw material na ginagamit ng katawan natin in order to produce hyaluronic acid and collagen as well in order to maintain the health of our joints. Now, kasi pag na-damage yung cartilage mo, pag nawala yung cartilage mo, it's permanently gone. For tendons naman, pwede pa silang i-repair. However, you can no longer use them on a maximum capacity with regards to activities naman. So that's why it's very important for us to maintain this particular organ system. And that is our Magnical D and Procosa. And we also have our optimizer for our brain. And that is our Usana Copa Prime. So this was recently launched, and this actually contains American ginseng and Bacopa monnieri and coffee fruit extracts. So yung American ginseng kasi, this has antioxidant properties that can help maintain the healthy function of brain cells, neurons, nerve cells, while also offering cognitive support when it comes to information processing and speed and accuracy of cognitive tasks. And meron din itong mood supportive properties yung American ginseng natin. And of course, no, bumibida sa ingredients ng ating Copa Prime is our Bacopa monnieri and coffee fruit extract. This actually makes up the Intelligence Cognitive Support Complex. So ano bang significance ng ingredient na to? This actually helps with regards to stimulating the brain para mag-produce ng brain-derived neurotrophic factor or BDNF. Now, BDNF hindi siya nasi-synthesize outside sa body. So, kailangan brain lang talagang mag-produce niyan. And our Intelligence Cognitive Support Complex will stimulate the brain to produce this BDNF. And the significance of that one is it actually helps with learning, memory, and speed and accuracy of information processing, yung BDNF. And that is how we are able to support our brain health with Copa Prime Plus. And of course, meron din tayong optimizer for our eye health, which contains lutein and zeaxanthin, which helps in filtering blue light radiation. And this is very important kasi yung blue light radiation is found just about everywhere. Naturally, na-expose tayo sa blue light radiation through the sun. And artificially, we are exposed to blue light radiation through our mobile phones, TV, and LED lights. And mind you, blue light radiation is a form of a free radical, which will eventually cause damage to your cells. And to protect our eyes, we have our Visionex. We have lutein and zeaxanthin, which can help filter the blue light. And aside from that one, meron din itong vitamin C, which can help with the collagen formation found in the blood vessels in our eyes. So that is how we can support the health of our eyes through Visionex. And of course, meron din tayong optimizers for our endocrine health. We have Palmetto Plus, which contains saw palmetto extract, lycopene, soy isoflavones. Now, these ingredients together have been known to help to show a positive correlation between good prostate health. Most importantly, meron din itong lycopene, which is an antioxidant, an abundant carotenoid that also plays a role in supporting a healthy prostate. So again, this product, Palmetto Plus, is for men only. It's for men only to help support a healthy prostate. And of course, the other product for our endocrine health is our melatonin. Yung melatonin natin in the form of our Pure Rest SF. Now, melatonin kasi is naturally produced in the by the body pag inaantok ka na at night. And why do we need more melatonin? You might be asking. This is actually to add more to the melatonin na, that your body is naturally producing in order to give you a more normal sleep and awake cycle. And this is very important for us to remember kasi sleep is very important. A it's a process by the body that helps us recover from the wear and tear activities na ginagawa natin on a daily basis. So you need to get at least 8 hours of sleep. So type in the chat box yung mga hilig matulog ng 12 midnight. Type in the chat box kung ilang sleep ang nakukuha nyo on a daily basis. Average, ilang hours on a daily basis yung nakukuha nyong tulog. The chat box, kindly type in on a regular basis how much you are getting, how many hours of sleep you are getting. Now, the healthy amount should be between 7 to 9 hours if you are already an 18-year-old adult. If bata naman, you actually require more sleep to help support growth and development. And what is important naman when we are talking about sleep is not only the number of hours, but the quality as well. Nakukuha mo nga yung 10 hours of sleep, pero natutulog ka naman and you wake up every other hour. So that is actually not good, no? Somebody typed in, Len Roberto, you get 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Increase po the number of sleep because it is very important. That is how we recover daily. And aside from the number of hours and the quality of sleep, when you sleep is equally important. So dapat natutulog tayo between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. This time is actually optimal para mag-produce yung katawan natin ng new red blood cells. You have to make sure that you are asleep during this time kasi pag awake ka during this time, your body will actually not produce red blood cells if you are awake between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Thereby, hindi ka makakakuha ng bagong red blood cells. And therefore, the red blood cells you have with you are already old and probably damaged. And therefore, no, magkakaroon ka talaga na yan ng anemia pag hindi ka natutulog ng maayos. So that's why you have to make sure you get 8 hours of sleep, you get quality sleep, and of course, you sleep between 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. So that is for sleep. And of course, to help you have a normal wake and sleep cycle, we have our melatonin in the form of our pure rest. So make sure you get your regular hours of sleep. And of course, here in USANA, I mentioned earlier, we want to have the healthiest family on earth. So we take care of our kids' health with our Usanimals. This contains B vitamins that help support brain development and function. This contains iron and B12 for energy production. And of course, this also contains antioxidant phytonutrient complex that will help combat free radicals. So this is how we take care of our kids. Now you might be asking, paano sa teenagers? Akala ko ba healthiest family on earth? Of course, we adjust the dosage of our Usanimals in order to accommodate our teenagers. And that is how USANA takes care of the whole family. And we also have products for diet and energy. We have our NutriMeal. This comes in 3 different flavors: wild strawberry, French vanilla, and Dutch chocolate. So this is actually optimal for weight management. If you want to lose weight, if you want to gain weight, or if you want to maintain the current weight that you have right now. So this is our NutriMeal. And of course, we also have the product for oral health, which is our USANA Whitening Toothpaste. This is a fluoride-free toothpaste that also contains ADP1, a probiotic that will help remove unwanted compounds that may cause bad breath and give your teeth a dull appearance. So this is how we are able to take care also of your oral health as well. And We also have our Usana Celavive, our exfoliating scrub plus mask, which can help remove oil, dirt, and dead skin cells. And of course, it refines your complexion. And recently launched, we have our Usana Celavive Brightening Series, which can address uneven skin tone for a beautifully balanced skin. And of course, here in Usana, we are different from the rest of the products in the market. Our products are specially formulated ingredients that are balanced and science based. And they are actually done by an accredited team of scientific experts. And most importantly, here in USANA, our focus is on the health of your cells. Thank you again for attending our Take Charge of Your Health, which happens every Friday. I am Jay Susete, one of the corporate pharmacists for USANA Philippines. If you have any questions or queries regarding our products here in USANA, please feel free to email me jace.nosete@usanainc.com, or you can email my co-pharmacist Mariel Perile and Nina Diacordon for Makati and Davao respectively. So thank you very much for attending the Take Charge of Your Health, which happens every Friday. I hope to see you in future trainings here in USANA. And I wish you a happy weekend. Stay happy, stay healthy, and stay safe. Thank you very much.